Hello. Well, I had the time, so I thought I'd make two big meals today so that we'd have lots of leftovers. So I'm making the taco pasta, and I thought I'd try my hand at a deconstructed halupki, which is stuffed cabbage, but I refuse to go through all those steps at this point. So I started with the ground turkey in a pan with a little bit of olive oil spray for the taco pasta. Then for the halupki, I put the crock pot on low, sprayed it with a little bit of canola oil spray, and then I'm going to add the 8515 ground beef to this. And I didn't feel like I needed to brown the beef or anything in a pan first because that's extra work and I'm not having it. And also, this is going to be in here for about 5 or 6 hours, so I figured that would be enough time for it to be cooked through and, everything to get done together. So then I just seasoned this meat with some pink salt. And I know it looks like a lot, but the pink salt is a lot less salty than regular salt, iodized salt, and some ground black pepper. Then I went back to the turkey, gave that a stir as that browns. And then, of course, for the halupki, we need cabbage. So I had a pretty big head of cabbage, and I only needed about 3/4 of it, or about 2/3 or so. I chopped that up and put that in. Also decided to do a small onion and some cloves of garlic. What do you put in your halupki? This was, I like to kind of look online for recipes. I would ask my mom. I tried to remember, what my aunts would put in them. I don't remember if they ever called for garlic, but that half Italian part of me felt like it needed to be in there. So I put the garlic in as well. And then the seasonings was what I wasn't too sure about. So I did, see that some people put paprika in and garlic salt, and I love those, so I decided to add them as well. I did 1 can of petite diced tomatoes and then added 1 can of water from that as well, because, of course, we're going to need a lot of liquid in here. Oh, I actually added 2 cans. That's right. I added 2 cans of water from that. Then I wanted to put in the tomato soup, Campbell's tomato soup, just like one of those regular sized cans. I forget if it's 8 ounces or what, but it's not one of the big gigantic ones. And I put a can of water from that in as well. Then I added my onions and garlic, and then it was time to put the rice in because, traditionally it's a rice and beef mixture. So I thought I'm just going to throw this rice in. And this was just like a 15-minute rice. It wasn't instant rice. It was the kind you get, in the bag. So I put that in and then was trying to figure out how I'm going to stir all this because it's so, there's so much matter in there. So I got a strong spoon and just kind of tried to, zhuzh it around there so that I can get it kind of incorporated here. And then by this time, I had to go back and check the ground turkey. So that was nice and browned. And I was going to be able to add the taco seasoning and the water. And you could add whatever kind of taco seasoning you like, of course. If you like the Taco Bell or the Walmart brand, whatever. I think this was from Aldi. And of course, I always get mild. I can't handle that heat. And then you just add, I think it was 2/3 cup of water. I added about that. Again, I'm sorry, I don't measure. I just feel like if it looks right, if it smells right, that's how I go by it. Okay, so back over to the crock pot, I decided to add the paprika because I love paprika. So I put a good teaspoon or so at least in there. And then went in with some garlic salt. It's garlic salt with parsley. I get that at Aldi, and it's a really good seasoning. Really good garlic flavor. Put that on everything. So I added that in. And then it needed some sweetness. So I put, this is actually monk fruit, but you could use sugar, whatever kind of sweetener you like. Just about a teaspoon or so of that. And then again, I tried to mix this ever so carefully. Just to get everything, kind of incorporated and into the liquid. Now, I was going to be home this day, so I was able to make it, because I didn't want it to kind of sit all together, if I was going to be gone the entire day. I wanted to be able to come in and mix it you know, every maybe hour or so, or a couple times an hour. Okay, so then I wanted to boil the pasta for the taco pasta. And of course I used my rigatoni because that's my favorite. You could use any kind of pasta that you'd like for this taco pasta. And the sauce was all heated through. Once the rigatoni was done, I will strain that, and I just like to give that a good shake. And then I put it right back into the pot that, you know, that I boiled it in, right on the stove, so that I can serve it pretty easily. And just make a little plate up for you here so you can see what I like to put on it. But you could put whatever kind of taco flavorings you like on it. So I didn't know if I wanted to do the salsa first or the sour cream, but I went with the salsa. And the salsa is something that you could put right in the meat if you wanted, and, you know, warm that through if you'd like. But I like it this way. Or you could put a little bit of tomato sauce in there, or a little bit of canned tomatoes if you feel that it needs like some more sauciness. But I always find it to be sufficient, you know, this way. Some good thick sour cream on there, some queso cheese, and then I did chop up some parsley and a scallion or green onion to dress it here, and it's just delicious. Okay, so then we were ready to check the deconstructed halupki, and it was about 3 hours or so here. Everything was getting nice and softened. The meat was getting really cooked through well, and the rice was cooked just right by the end of it. And then here you can see this is what it looks like towards the end. I think it had about an hour left. So I felt like it needed a little bit more garlic salt from the smell. And then I thought that it needed some apple cider vinegar. I felt it needed a little bit of tanginess. So I added that as well. And then just, you know, let it cook for maybe another hour. And a total of between 5 and 6 hours, I'd say. And I thought it was just, you know, really cooked well. All the flavors were there. You know, the cabbage was well cooked, but it wasn't too mushy or anything. The meat was all cooked through. The rice was, you know, seemed perfectly cooked to me. And it was just really delicious. So I'll definitely make that one again. But I hope you enjoyed this video. Hope that you try the deconstructed halupki and the taco pasta. Thanks for watching, guys.